for Glee, I mean, I had a very different experience. I don't know if Matt and Jane, you guys watched the Four Guys Before Us. It was so fun seeing them together. Glee was a hit way before I was on it. I was in college. I was aware of it being a huge thing. In my mind, the dude from Hairspray and South Pacific and the chick from the Chris Guest movies and Party Down was in this show that I should check out. That was like the reason why I wanted to watch it. So coming on the show for me, I kind of came in with full objectivity because I always felt like I had a bird's eye view over the show where I'd be like, I can't believe I'm on Glee. That's so nuts. Whereas everybody else kind of started it and watched it go. So typical week for me was just trying to soak it all in, enjoying the absurdity of all of it. I really had such a wonderful relationship with the show, with everybody on it, and ask anybody, I'm just like the happiest idiot. I just really liked my time on that show.
Doing something with your career, Darren. It's just
I really peaked.
It's kind of flatline. So wait, Matt, Darren was way too general. What was your actual specific week like? Like you would show up and what?
Okay, so I think this was one of the hardest shows in history to film because if you're not filming, you're actually in dance rehearsals or the recording studio. But we didn't actually film like an episode at a time. We would sometimes film three episodes at once. So sometimes people ask me what my favorite Glee episode is. It all feels like one big long episode, honestly. It was just so back to back, and we would pull probably the normal was like 16-hour days. We were always at the Paramount lot or the studio. It was tough. And then myself and Jane didn't have to do this, but the kids, they had to go on tour in the interim when we weren't like in between seasons. So I got out of
there was a point by the end of the second season, by the end of the second tour, I joined in later, so I can't claim to this, but the original Glee kids had worked maybe 2 years straight. They like did the pilot, it became a thing. They got their back order. They went on a tour, did a second season. From the second season, did a massive tour, and then had a break. And I remember just meeting these guys going like, wait a second, they have not stopped. It was crazy. Like it was the crazy schedule. I feel like if you did Glee, like you can do anything. One of those kids is closer to curing cancer than most people. It's just the stuff that it did to your brain and your sort of work ethic was pretty admirable, which is why I think we had a lot of Broadway folks on it, because it was this kind of like, hey gang, let's do it mentality. It was called a triple threat day, where if you had a scene, you had to go to the recording studio and you had dance rehearsal. So there were no breaks. And if you did have a break, they'd be like, hey, right when you're like, oh fine, I can go take a nap in my trailer. They're like, hey, the Make-A-Wish kids are here. If you want to go say hi for a little bit, and you're like barely staying awake. You're like, of course, hi, hello, and then you pass out. So it was a thrill ride. I thrive on that kind of stuff, but it was a tough gig for sure. I think for a lot of the kids.
And Jane, was it weird being a teacher? Did you feel separated from the kids in the show, or was it one big ensemble?
Well, we were pretty, Matt and I were kind of our own little entity, and the kids we were definitely, well, for me anyway. I don't know. I don't want to speak for you, Maddie, but it did feel like they were their own thing, and I didn't hang out with them. I didn't go. They were really tight and had a lot of fun, and we were the adults for sure. Going home after the work day, and I didn't work that much really. If I worked 2 or 3 days a week, that was a big week.
Jane, you did pretty good.
In some episodes, and sometimes we would be shooting 3 episodes at the same time, and I'd have the same lines in all of them. Office now.
Yeah. My wife just restarted a lot of episodes of Glee. She'll be cooking, and the whole show has been playing down kind of in the background. And I'll stop in and I'll watch and I'll go, wait, when did this happen? Like I do not remember, or how close together or far apart they were. I'm like, wait, they dated? Wait, I thought they did. Oh, they do date. Oh, that's last year. Oh, okay. I guess. Same with Matt. It's all one thing. But I will say, when I tune in, every time I hear one of those songs, I have this sort of Pavlovian response of like being on set. And anytime I hear those songs on the radio, it just like warps me back to doing it over and over and over, for an entire day or 2 days at a time.